everyone! I want to chat to you a little bit about how I managed to bring myself out of the depression that I found myself in after the initial excitement of moving to a new country and exploring all the new shops and all the new things and new ways of doing things. I then slipped into a bit of a depression because I suddenly realized what I was missing and what I didn't have that I had when I was living in South Africa, namely my family and my friends and the sun. Don't forget the sun. Sun is a big factor here in my life. So what I realized is that I used to get very introspective and I used to start weighing up what it was that I missed, what I had here, what I didn't have here, and through that process I just got more and more miserable. And one of the things that I started doing quite by instinct, not really thinking too much about it, is that I would say to my husband and kids, I need to go on an adventure today. And we would sort of all throw ourselves into the car, we'd grab a couple of snacks and off we would go. And whether it was spending a day up in London or exploring our immediate area within Dorset, so going along the Jurassic Coast, going over to Swanage, popping over to Lulworth Cove. There were so many little things that we could do here. It was on those little day excursions that I would go, I would learn something new about my new environment and my new home, and it would boost me and it would make me feel better. Now, if I think back on it, I realized that I was getting myself into nature and I was getting myself into situations that was causing me to pull my focus of inwards, where it was centrally located, and pulling it outwards to what was going on around me. And invariably it was just beautiful woodland areas or going down to the beach. And these little outings made all the difference in the world to me. And it was a phenomenal way to pick me up emotionally and mentally and get me back into the land of the living. However, that entire first year is marred with those big ups and those big downs, and those downs being these little bits of depression. And they used to come from me just really being at home too much and not going out, and generally it was because it was so cold outside and the sun wasn't shining as often as what we were used to. And when you got outside, especially in winter, the sun sometimes is out but it has no effect on you. You can't actually feel it. So even if you leave your car out in the sun for an entire day, you would climb in and it was still icy cold. Strangest experience for me. But it was these little weird effects that I was starting to notice. And I think what's really valuable about this way or this method of coping is that it doesn't really matter where you are in the UK. There is so much to learn about, there's so much to explore. Even within your immediate environment, every town has these amazing monuments and churches and museums. And if you go a little further afield, they've got gardens and parks to walk in, they've got forest areas which you can go through. And like with us, where we live in the Bournemouth area, there are quite a few castles that you can go see, there are quite a few beach lines that you can walk. Some of them are rocky, some of them are sandy, but you can even go further afield along the Jurassic Coast where you can go look for ammonite fossils. But the more we looked for opportunities and things to do, the more we found. And even as like we're almost 2 years down the line now, there's still so much that we still need to see and we need to go do. But it has become part of our family culture now, the exploration. Now we have gone further afield than just looking out of what's going on in Dorset. We've gone all the way up to Scotland, we've gone through to Manchester, and we've hung out there for 2 days. We have gone through to Wales, we've gone across to Wales, we go up to London really often. We've even gone through to Birmingham, and we've sort of felt our way in and around Somerset. It's the biggest joke of those who know me that are local to the UK. They can't understand why I will go drive 2.5 hours to go to the Waffle House that happens to be connected to the Waffle House in Ramsgate in South Africa, and go have a meal and then travel 2.5 hours home. Totally boggles their brain, but we do that, and it is a lot of traveling. But getting out the house, going and exploring and seeing what our beautiful new country has to offer us has been a very big process of helping me almost naturalized to my new environment. It's finding out what the history is in my new home, and it's about getting me out into nature and grounding me, getting my perspective that was turned inward outward, and it's absolutely amazing. So this has been one of the things that I've used to cope and to grow, to learn, and actually ultimately find joy in this process of moving and, you know, just finding out who the new me is. Love you all so much. Can't wait to keep on sharing with you. Bye.